It's been a long, long time.
Good evening, Lamb fans. Well, due to a special request, we're going to take a momentary break here from Archives the Lamb to focus for a moment on the Rainbow Theater's outstanding 1973 live Genesis concert, which was partially retracked as well for the 1998 Archive 1 collection release by Peter Gabriel and Steve Hackett, along with the rest of Genesis. Well, if you weren't aware, the man behind both Archive 1 and 2, along with the box sets, was the extraordinarily talented producer, musician, and engineer Nick Davis, who as their editing guru spent more than 3 years reconstructing and restoring the music in the back catalog in all of the Genesis Collector box sets. Well, I've been provided a high-quality live commercial broadcast version of their 1973 Rainbow Theater concert by a good friend from across the Atlantic in order to do the side-by-side comparison on the Rainbow Theater's version of Supper's Ready. And I'll do it against Nick Davis's live box set version so that we can really get a good comparison of all of Gabriel's retracking. Well, I'm going to go through the whole thing section by section, but I'd like you to know that only the first 3 sections of Lover's Leap, The Guaranteed Eternal Sanctuary Man, and Ignaton and Itzakon and their band of merry men have had any retracking from the more mature Peter Gabriel. Well, in doing research for the analysis video on the 1973 Rainbow and Foxtrot albums, I've read up on many of the opinions as to the meaning of the individual lyrical sections of Supper's Ready. Depending on who and where you're reading, the suppositions, of course, vary quite widely. But there is one possible explanation which I took to be quite plausible, and so I'll adopt it as a shorthand version of it as to my most preferred interpretation. We all know Peter Gabriel, Tony Banks, Mike Rutherford, Steve Hackett, and Phil Collins use the Book of Revelations often as their backdrop, but in reality it's about fate and destiny in this song. The fate of 2 lovers is the only thing that matters, which is why they return in the end. The farmer who looks after the farm and the fireman who looks after the fire. The fate of mankind is played out against the rise of evil to power, i.e. the Antichrist disguised as nuclear war. Evidenced in the lyric, Guaranteed Eternal Sanctuary Man, with a spoonful of miracle, I bet my life you'll walk inside. Well, this sets up the apocalyptic portion in the end, and the fate of all living beings is to be supper for the worms, the battle where the mountain of human flesh leads to a green plateau full of life. The fate of any budding civilization, no matter how individualistic or idealistic, is the eventual conformity and then death. Peter Gabriel's surreal Willow Farm, we've been here all the time, like it or not, like what you've got, you're under the soil. So we'll end with a whistle and end with a bang, and everyone fits in their places. We'll return to apocalypse in 9/8 and in order to bring humanity's fate to a close. And then it's back to the 2 lovers, because in the end, all that matters is the love between 2 people. Or perhaps it's the new Adam and Eve. Then the universal destiny is to be supper for God, as sure as eggs is eggs. A favorite topic, surely, for the early Genesis pros. Well, you might have a completely different interpretation, which is great, because the boys in the band always wanted to leave it up to the individual listener to discern and define what each line meant to them personally. So, like with the Lamb, no single take on this song is incorrect. It's just left up to each one of us to attach our own personal points of reference for its meaning. Well, with that being said, I will now start with the actual side-by-side comparisons of the live versus the retracked in sequence with the sections of the much-beloved Supper's Ready, live from the Rainbow Theater in London.
Walking across the city
It's old in my left hand,
I turn the television
new on my right.
Sitting beside you, I look into your eyes. As the sound of motor cars fades in the nighttime, swear I saw your know our love is true.
Go for the new first. Nice job, Nick, cleaning it up.
Coming closer with our eyes, distance falls around our bodies. Out in the garden, the moon seems very bright. 6 Sunday shrouded men move across the lawn slowly. 7 walks in front, with a cross held high in hand. And it's, hello babe, your supper's waiting for you. Hey my baby, don't you know our love is true. I've been so far from here, far from your
It's the old
walls.
version.
It's good to feel you again.
The same.
It's been a long, long time.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop it right there, and I will see you in part 2 of Supper's Ready.